The idea that probiotics might support mental health has transformed from a fringe curiosity into one of the most exciting developments in neuroscience and microbiome research. This emerging field centers on psychobiotics, beneficial bacteria that may influence mood, stress resilience, and emotional well-being. Although the field is young, the research already paints a hopeful picture. The gut and brain are deeply connected, and nurturing the microbiome may be a gentle, natural way to support psychological balance. While probiotics are not replacements for therapy or medical treatment, they may offer meaningful support as part of a broader approach to emotional health. The foundation of this idea lies in the gut-brain axis, a communication network linking the digestive system with the nervous system. Gut microbes produce or influence many of the same chemicals involved in mood regulation, such as serotonin, dopamine, GABA, and short-chain fatty acids. These molecules can interact with the vagus nerve, the body's information highway between gut and brain, or influence immune and hormonal responses that shape emotional states. This means that when the gut microbiome is balanced and diverse, communication along this axis tends to be calmer and more supportive. Conversely, when the microbiome is disrupted, stress signals can increase, potentially contributing to anxiety, irritability, or low mood. The positive takeaway is that microbial balance appears to be a modifiable factor, one that responds to diet, lifestyle, and targeted probiotic strains. Early research on psychobiotics is highly encouraging. Several strains, especially Lactobacillus rhamnosus, Lactobacillus helveticus, Bifidobacterium longum, and Bifidobacterium breve, have shown potential in reducing perceived stress, improving sleep quality, and easing mild anxiety. Some studies in humans found that individuals taking certain probiotic blends reported better emotional regulation and more stable moods, possibly because these bacteria reduce inflammation and dampen the body's stress response. Other research has demonstrated improvements in cortisol levels, the hormone most associated with stress, suggesting that probiotics may help the body handle pressure more effectively. In small clinical studies, people with mild symptoms of anxiety or depression experience subtle but meaningful improvements when using targeted strains. What makes this field especially uplifting is how holistic it feels. Probiotics don't exert their influence by overriding the body. Instead, they help restore natural rhythms and reduce background stressors such as inflammation, microbiome imbalance, or digestive discomfort that can indirectly affect mood. Many people report that improvements in gut comfort, less bloating, smoother digestion, better regularity, can have a surprisingly positive impact on emotional well-being. This gentle, integrative approach aligns with the growing recognition that mental health is influenced by the entire body, not just the brain. At the same time, it's important to acknowledge what the science does not yet fully understand. Many studies are still small, strain-specific, or conducted in highly controlled settings. Not all probiotics influence the brain, and not all blends marketed as mood-supporting have strong evidence behind them. Researchers are still clarifying which strains are most effective for which symptoms, how long they need to be taken, and how individual differences in the microbiome shape outcomes. There is also a need for longer, larger studies that follow people over time to confirm how durable the benefits are. These gaps in knowledge are not setbacks, they simply highlight that the field is still growing, and each new study adds valuable clarity. Another limitation is that probiotics are unlikely to replace conventional treatments for moderate or severe mental health conditions. Instead, they are best understood as a supportive tool that complements other forms of care, nutrition, exercise, therapy, medication when needed, and stress management practices. The good news is that probiotics generally have excellent safety profiles for most people, especially when using well-studied strains. This makes them a low-risk option to explore for those curious about gut-based approaches to emotional wellness. Despite the uncertainties, the overall trajectory of psychobiotic research is overwhelmingly positive. Scientists are learning more each year about how microbes shape inflammation, stress hormones, neurotransmitter activity, and neural communication. As the field matures, we may see increasingly personalized recommendations, probiotics tailored to an individual's microbiome and emotional profile. This could open new doors for gentler, more nuanced mental health support grounded in the natural intelligence of the gut. The growing recognition of the gut-brain connection helps reframe mental health in a more compassionate, whole-body way. It emphasizes that mood is not simply a matter of willpower or isolated brain chemistry. It reflects the dynamic interplay of microbes, hormones, nerves, and daily habits. By supporting gut health through targeted probiotics, nourishing foods, and lifestyle choices that foster microbial diversity, many people may find an additional path toward calm, resilience, and emotional balance. The science is still developing, but the promise is real and filled with hope for the future of mental wellness.